February 1959, the Ural Mountains in Soviet Russia. 9 experienced hikers set out on a winter expedition. They were skilled, they were prepared, they knew what they were doing. 3 weeks later, search teams found their tent. It had been slashed open from the inside. Their footprints led into the freezing wilderness, barefoot and half-dressed. What they found next still haunts investigators today. This is the Dyatlov Pass incident, and no one knows what really happened. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineering student. All 9 members were experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute. They were attempting a difficult winter trek through the northern Urals, a journey that would earn them the highest certification in Soviet mountaineering. On February 1st, they set up camp on the slopes of a mountain the locals called Kholat Syakhl, which translates to Dead Mountain. That night, something went terribly wrong. When they didn't return as scheduled, search teams were sent out. On February 26th, they found the tent. It was still standing, but it had been cut open from the inside. Food, equipment, and shoes were left behind. The hikers had fled into the night, into minus 30 degrees Celsius temperatures, wearing almost nothing. Why would experienced hikers abandon their only shelter in the middle of a blizzard? The first 2 bodies were found near the tree line, about a mile from the tent. They were barefoot, dressed only in underwear. A campfire had been built, but it wasn't enough. They died of hypothermia. 3 more bodies were found between the tent and the forest. They had been trying to crawl back to the tent, also hypothermia. But the last 4 bodies? That's where it gets disturbing. They were found 2 months later, buried under 4 meters of snow in a ravine. Their injuries were catastrophic. 1 had major skull damage. 2 had severe chest fractures, ribs broken with such force that a Soviet investigator compared it to a high-speed car crash. 1 was missing her tongue, eyes, and part of her lips. But here's the strangest part. There were no external wounds, no signs of a struggle, no animal attacks. The force that killed them came from inside their bodies, as if they'd been crushed by an enormous pressure. The Soviet government launched an investigation, but the results only deepened the mystery. Some of the victims' clothing was found to be radioactive. Eyewitnesses in the area reported seeing strange orange spheres in the sky that night. One investigator noted that the victim's skin had a strange orange tan. The official conclusion? Compelling natural force. That's it. No explanation. The case was closed, and the files were sealed for decades. So what really happened? Theory 1. Avalanche. But experienced investigators said the slope wasn't steep enough, and an avalanche wouldn't explain the bizarre injuries or why they cut their way out of the tent. Theory 2. Military test gone wrong. The area was near a Soviet military installation. Maybe a secret weapon test, infrasound, a shockwave, or a parachute mine caused the deaths. Theory 3. Paradoxical undressing. In the final stages of hypothermia, victims sometimes feel burning hot and remove their clothes. But this doesn't explain the crushing injuries or the radiation. Theory 4. Something else.